Weekend of the Met meeting at the Western Cape track of Hollywood Bets Kenilworth. That'll be 25 Jan 2025. Of course, 24 Jan is a Friday, and of course, Friday means one thing: Kabeja Racing takes center stage, and that's the start of the weekend, which culminates in racing at Turpentine on Sunday. All right, let's remind you that even if you are at a tote, get that voucher to top up your account with Betway, and you will be on in a jiffy. You don't need to stand in any queue. Reflects in your account as soon as you access that PIN. Any convenience store and some garages will provide you with that voucher. That is a voucher that could be a key way to great success both today and tomorrow. All right, let's welcome in an analyst for Port Elizabeth. It is Nina Podesta. Nina, a very good morning to you. Like a lot of Cape Townians, well, we call you Cape Townian because you are in that part of the world, and you're excited about tomorrow, I take it.
Yes, good morning, Cecil. Yeah, very excited about tomorrow, as I presume the whole of South Africa is.
Right. So here in but on the Highveld, we're looking forward to the big one itself, and of course looking forward to the fortunes of trainers traveling from the province to go through. But obviously, just looking forward to good racing. Let's talk about the first timer in race number one that's been priced up odds on. Another dance for me, racing in the colours of Mr. P.J. Moore, who also saddles the second favourite, who's had that one run. 8 to 10 was the favourite, and the second favourite, Once Race Sports Fan, that is at around 2 to 1. Muzieni teams up with Kenny Mitchley, and it's a warm welcome to Muzi back to the Eastern Cape after his lengthy absence due to injury. The two horses suffice for the first leg of the bipod, Mr. Podesta, or you add one more?
No, I think those two would be more than enough. But I am in the camp of the first timer, only on the fact that Alan Greef has won the last two with his juveniles, and he should have a line. How good another dance for me is on the line through Silver City and Instaworthy. So in the camp of number two, to win again for the powerful Alan Greef stable, and the danger is the other horse that is owned by by Peter Moore, and that's the Sports Fan.
Right, so let's have a look at that. Bipod 2 and 7. Those are the top two in the betting. The powerful Alan Greef stable have got the banker in the second leg, and that is a Splice, the main brace. And then it's Justin Snaith's banker in leg 3, the 1. And another banker in the penultimate leg. In the first leg of the Bipod, race 1 off at 12:30. One of our features will be race number 2. This is the Breeders' Guineas Plate for fillies. It's over the 1,400 meters, and the shortest price favorite, possibly throughout all the weekend, that will be found in a race number 2, and that is number 1, Splice, the main race, and that is at 1 to 8. It is the start of the PA. Now, get that PA on timelessly, and the best way to do that is to go onto your app, your Betway app, and of course you need to top up, and the easiest way to top up is get that voucher, which you can easily access from your nearest convenience store. Put in the PIN, and you're up and running. Of course, you need it tomorrow. It is, of course, a Summer Cup day, queues, traffic on the internet, etc. Don't be disappointed. Race 2, 1 to 8. Splice, the main race. Best bet in computer form. Best bet in the Podesta household, I take it.
Yeah, and the best bet for the whole of South Africa. We're not going to get any credit in a horse like this. I think we should just move on to race 3. It will be a natural disaster.
All right, give me an exacta horse, though, for race 2.
I think you'll run first and second.
All
1
right.
and 2.
1 and 2. That is Alan's Splice, the main brace, and Can't Say No. That is the double 1 by 1. Now, let's look at the PA. I know it's going to be Banker 1 by Banker 1. The wide legs are legs 3 and leg number 6. That is race number 7. 1, 3, 4, and 9. Outlay 64 Rand. The off time to race 2, 1:05. All right, of course, the pick six means that you need your funds to be at the ready. And the only way to make sure, or one of the best ways, easiest ways to make sure that your funds are in your Betway account is by getting that voucher from your nearest convenience store, even ordering these guys who do the deliveries to bring you your voucher. And you're up and running by 13:40. That is to top up for the pick six. Now, in that first leg of the pick six, which is off at 20 to 4, 2 rather, that is 13:40. We're looking at the one Phil the Fluter at 13 to 20. Next best is the 13 to 2. 5 Gentile, Kelly Mitchley, and Muzi Yeni. And then it's 9 to 1, the last in single digits, the 7 Maxi Girl. That is Sharon Cotson and Keenan Stain. Now, Mr. Podesta, Phil the Fluter, first time over the ground, first time in PE, and one at 13 to 20. Not cramped, is it?
It is cramped, but I think it will win. And I know it's an open maiden, but and he's giving a lot of weight all around, but I'm not concerned about that. It's not a strong field, and I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat. I actually think by breeding that he's going to love the 1600, and that Cape form, Cecil, is going to be too strong for this field. So a confident selection, banker in the pick six, and I also suggest for those that are playing, maybe to take the Richard Fourie treble, race 1, 2, and 3 to make some money.
All right, so you've heard it from the man there. Richard Fourie is the man to follow the first 3 races at Quebec's Fairview Racecourse. Latest being race number 3, 13 to 20 is the price about the one Phil the Fluter. First jackpot in at Quebec. It is racing on the turf at Fairview Racecourse this afternoon, 24 Jan 2025, and it's merit rated 76, which you'll see that start of jackpot 1 over the 1400 meters. And the favorite is the 9 Master Forester, yet another one for Mr. PJ Moore, Alan Greef and Richard Fourie, and that is now at 11 to 10, a slight ease out from the evens overnight. 15 to 4, the revelation since relocating, that is the 2 Gold Pavilion. The 3 Dance to the Light 9 to 2, and then there's been a nibble at the 8 Sound of the Sea at 6 to 1, 17 to 1, and better bar those. Right, so Richard Fourie, first to 3, that was a confident selection, that was your treble. Richard Fourie, and the fourth race, how confident are you, Mr. Podesta?
I'm not too confident on this one. I think this is a bit of a tracky race, and I know that number 8 Sound of the Sea is fancied. There's been a lot of money for it. I respect number 3, the Justin Snaith runner, Dancing to the Light, course and distance winner. Golden Pavilion has to be respected. He's done nothing wrong in P and won over course and distance last time. Those are the 4 horses that I like. 2 Golden Pavilion, 3 Dancing to the Light, 8 Sound of the Sea, and number 9, Master Forester. Master Forester might be the horse to beat, but I don't make it a good thing, and I would be putting all 4 horses, and maybe even adding number 4, Dubai Hills.
There it is, the man confirming that 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9 are in that first leg of the jackpot. Bank of the 1, and then at the back, 4 horses, 1, 3, 4, and 9. An outlay of 40 Rand, the off time to race 4, 14, 15 to jackpot 1, race number 4 at Fairview. 10 to 3, we'll see the start of race number 5 as we get into the second part of an 8-race program and also into the second jackpot. And this is the Fillies of Mare 72 over the 1400 meters. The 4 Queen of Jazz is a scratching, leaving a field of 10. And the first time we don't encounter a Richard Fourie favorite, it is number 1, Protect the Dream. It is Justin Snaith, the trainer, and Keenan Stain will be the rider. And that is currently at 39 to 20. Number 5 below deck, Richard Fourie, aboard 15 to 4 to 1, the 2, Kilmoniveg rather, and the 11 as Sky Velocity, that is at 7 to 1. A nibble though for the 9 Lady Luck at 8 to 1. All right, so no Richard Fourie favorite in race number 5. He is second favorite. The 1 Protect the Dream, would that be top of your list, or you've found us a bit of value, Nino?
No, I think I've banked it, Protect the Dream, Cecil. Very impressed with his last run. I know he goes up to 2.5 kilos, but he comes down in class. And I think he's going to take a power of beating. I'm going for Keegan Stain now. I think Justin has given him a very good ride, and he's going to try his best to win. After that, it becomes open. So that I've banked it. If Lily of the Nile was drawn any better, I would have probably made that the nearest danger. Below deck has been disappointing. Lady Luck has a chance. So I'm banking number one, Protect the Dream. If you don't banker that, you're going to have to go a little bit wide. You have to look at horses Kermonoweg, Lily of the Nile, Below Deck, and even Lady Luck, definitely, and Sky Velocity, maybe.
Thank you, Mr. Podesta. 32 Rand. Bank of the 1 by 1 and 6 by horses, and that will complete the jackpot too. It's race 5 due off at 10 minutes to 3. All right, order is restored as we get into our first feature of the afternoon. It is the Fairview Mile. By the way, this I alluded to as a listed event. It's actually a non-black type event, the Fairview Mile, but what it does lack in stature, it is actually a very competitive event. If you take out the odds-on favorite who comes through with some very, very good form last year, this time, this horse was flying, and I'm talking about Underworld from the Snake stable to be partnered by Richard Fourie, who's ridden the horse twice for a win, but other jockeys, including JP van der Merwe, who's also associated with the Snake stable, have done well. Right, so the 6 Underworld was as short as 15 to 20 overnight. Let us see if there has been any change. 17 to 29 to 2 about the 5 Sequoia. And then the 1 Cheriano, very useful, very consistent. Gav Smith is your trainer, and that is at 5 to 1. All right, so 15 to 20 out to 17 to 20 makes it a bit more reasonable. But if the real Underworld turns up, I think it's no race.
Yeah, I agree with you, and definitely the horse to beat. It brings a very, very strong Cape form. And I think the last time he went to P, he actually beat a horse called Fairy Night, if I'm not mistaken, earlier on. So definitely the horse to beat. But Cherie now interests me a little bit. The only problem, I don't know why they put the blinkers on. It's been running well without the blinkers. His course and distance, he's back over the course and distance where he does his best. 5 runs, 4 wins in the second. He's been one of my favorite horses in PE. I'm putting in him for sentimental value, but I do think that Underworld will be very hard to beat.
All right, I'll make a statement as we round off race number 6, first leg of the last big 3. Electric Gold in time to come will be a horse to follow. But of course, 6 Underworld, a unanimous selection to come through and take out the non-black type of Fairview Mile due off at 15.25, the first leg of the last big 3. We get to our second and final feature, or third and final feature. It's another non-black type event. This is the Fairview Merchants. It's over the 1,200 meters, and a very strong hander for the Gav Smith stable and owners of Kaya Stables, the Kaya Racing Stables. Now in race number 7, your current favorite, that would be Mr. Craig Zaki's mount for Gav Smith. He is, of course, contracted to the Kaya Stables to do all their riding, and that is a second favorite. The favorite is actually a resurgent number 3, Clifftop, and that is at 24 to 10, and money continues to roll in. And then, of course, the 4, Gimmy's Laddie, Craig Gabord at 5 to 2, the 9, Anushka's World 9 to 2, the 1, Kaya's Hope, yes, another of the Kaya Stables interests, is at 17 to 2, that is being supported, 13 to 1, and better bar those quoted runners. Clifftop, as far as the course and distance, 8 runs, 2 wins, a second, a couple of thirds, and a fourth, whereas Gimmy's Laddie, 2 runs over course and distance, and yet to taste defeat. And the lesser fancied Kaya's Hope, 7 runs, 2 wins, a second, a few thirds, and fourth placing? No. Which one, Nino?
Well, that's rides for the Kaya stable. He's elected to get on to Gimmy's Lady ahead of Kaya's Hope. So you obviously have to think that he's picked the right. So that should be your first choice. Clifftop, if he comes back to his best, he would be very hard to beat. But he has been disappointing. And then Kaya's Hope, that's a good horse. And if he comes back to his best, he could easily win a race of this nature. So those are the horses I like. And then you've got Anushka's World down at the bottom of the weights. She ran a very good race last time behind Fair. You can't discard her. You got to put in. And then the only other horse that I think I forgot to put in would be the Winter Lake. She actually, on the run behind the count, I think she could upset the apple cart here.
All right, but your first choice is Gimmy's Laddie.
Yes, that would be my first choice.
Thank you, Mr. Podesta. 1, 3, 4, and a 9. And that would be a Nino suggested a quartet box. And if you want to take a smaller percentage, he does suggest that the 5, the Winter Lake, could boost the value if you do come through. Lucky last, and it is the titled next Fairview race meeting Friday the 31st of January. It's a classified stakes. That means a week from now, as we look ahead to the next day being the start of our season here on the Highveld with the first leg of the Triple Crown and a Triple Tiara. That'll be the 1st of Feb. But looking at race number 8, a Trappier Fair. And the favoritism is with the 1 Harold the Duke in the colours of Miss Jessica Mutong, and that is at 5-2. The 3, Nothing Else Matters, at 28-10. 5, Puerto Plata is at 28-10. 2, Karoo Gold, is that value or not, Mr. Podesta, at 5-1, 13-2, and better bar those. Karoo Gold has enjoyed the move to the Eastern Cape. Only one bad run when said to have rushed the gates. And then when meeting Harold the Duke last time out, was actually giving Harold the Duke a kilo. Now they meet on level weights. What about value there?
That could be the value, and I have included that in my selections. Harold the Duke is 2 kilograms better with Nothing Else Matters, but that was over the 2,400. I was actually surprised for me to see Nothing Else Matters come back to form last time. I've been for it a good couple of times in PE, so it did come back to winning ways last time out. And then Puerto Plata. Cecil, I cannot see the winner not coming from one of those 4.
So that is 1, 2, 3, and 5, and that is the idea of where the winner will emanate, and perhaps that could be the way to go for a boxed exacta. And that could be a nice way to round off the afternoon, especially if you were back to Richard Fourie earlier on, as suggested by Nino, and he comes through for you. You've got a bit of money to invest in that exacta box several times. 1, 2, 3, and 5. And at this juncture, we say break a leg, Nino. Enjoy at the Western Cape's Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth tomorrow. That is, of course, for the big one on Saturday, 25th.